Hello and welcome back to Hollowponds Solo Sagas. So we're going to try a new thing with the intro. We did it with Cyberpunk. You should see in the little square there, we will do the little logo intro thing. It's Hollowponds Solo Sagas and welcome back. We are playing Electric State today. We are going to be running into our 8th episode. We left our travellers last session. They had been moving through Pismo and Morro Bay. Don got to do some surfing. The weather was atrocious. It was raining quite heavily. In Morro Bay, they saw that above Morro Bay there were some drone growths that were loitering there and seemed to be blocking the entry or taking over the town of Morro Bay. Being unsure of this, Don really wanted to go surfing in Morro Bay. It was one of the things he really wanted to do, and so attempted to get them to stop there. There was a bit, if I remember rightly, a bit of an altercation between him and Kurt. One of the drones either sensed their heightened emotional states or took note of them being present and then took awareness of them and attempted to chase them. Molly, who was doing the driving, did an awfully great job in getting away. Whilst they were travelling, they then stopped for a bit of a rest stop further up the coast. I can't remember where we marked it on the map, but further up the coast. And it was also, then we rolled for the mid-stop. It was roll. We rolled mid-stop and we got that it was another Civil War battle site. So there's broken down drones, there's weapons that have been piled up, there's various detritus of war laying around. And as they are sort of having a look around, relieving themselves, having something to eat, they notice that over on the horizon and coming through with the standard that sort of like siren-y drone noise that alien-esque things often do in films. The massive drone growth comes, which I'll put up a picture of it again, just only one of them, comes over the horizon. And as it comes, so it would be more like that big one. As it comes over the horizon, it is within medium range. Medium range is noted as in an adjacent zone. So they are in the zone where there's a battle, and just over the hill as the road comes, they can see this huge drone growth coming over the hill. It's night time, the rain is coming down. We still have the fact that it was raining quite heavily, which is what caused them problems. So we could do lightning. So as we had that picture, let's throw out that picture again of Morro Bay with the lightning. It's a great picture. It's an awesome picture. I don't know, there was no accreditation. It's not my picture, it's someone else's picture. It's a great picture. If you see this, you are an awesome photographer. Tell me who you are and I will add you into the description or something so as I can credit you for this. There are medium range to it. Now medium range is in an adjacent zone. It is moving at speed. It has, I tell you now, it's got two weapons. It's got a stomp, which needs to be engaged range, and it has an electric blast, which can fire off at medium range. So, which is its maximum range. And at maximum range, does it get minuses? So it will, so they see it. We're going to give them a chance. So Don is going to shout, "It's coming for us." Molly is probably the one who will think best. And then we have Kurt will be a bit lost. Kurt will be near the car. Rocket, who is Kurt's dog, old dog, is in the car. Don would be looking at some of the stuff. Now, I generated, me and GPT, a table for searching a Civil War battle site. I'll see if I can make it available to you. If you want to join the newsletter, I will add this into what you'll get sent. So there's the Cyberpunk tables will be in there, and also I'll add this as an Electric State table that you can be sent that. And if you've already joined the newsletter, I'll put it into this Saturday's newsletter. I will add this into this Saturday's newsletter so as you can all have this table. So it's D66 War Site. It's things, weapons that you could use, weapons that might need some repair, and items that have got some use to them, being trade or not, using D66. So, Don has been looking around and looking at stuff. Don is going to roll, or give Don, because if I was Don's player, I would say, can I find some stuff? So we're going to give Don, who is ex-military, a go at looking around, which is probably wits for him to find stuff, which is a 3. Now he does have machine gunner, which means he is ex-military, so I'm going to give him 1 dice. If he gets a hit, I will give him a roll on the table to start off with. Otherwise, they're all going to have to try and look for something to help them in this process. He gets no hit. We could get him to push that. His hope is already on 2. His hope is drastically low at the moment, and this might break him in the process. So he is going to push it. Okay, so he gets 2 hits, so he can find 2 things, but his hope, as he's desperately running around looking for stuff, drops by 1. He is now desperate, but he does get, we'll give him 2 rolls on our lovely D66 table, because then he can try and give something else to someone else. So he gets 1 roll, reds, 16. He finds, so one of the things that he's standing and holding is a propaganda leaflet. It's brittle and falling apart. It's on the table, it's quite cool. But that's no use to him, of course, but it is evocative. And then we have 35. That's a useless boot filled with sand. I'm going to go to the one above it, which is light bodyweight armor, usable immediately. So he is going to be able to put on, so there is some body armor that he can put on immediately, which gives him an armor of 2 and an agility of 1. So we'll allow that to happen. That he found that and put that on. So that was as he's wandering around, because he'd find something. It reminds him of the armor he used to wear. He puts it on. The drone is at medium distance. The drone is going to fire randomly its electric burst to, which is its electric blast, in an attempt to stun them, and so it can then collect them and take them back to Morro Bay to become part of the collective. Don is going to say, find something useful, and we're going to see if the 3 of them can hunt around and find something useful. For each 6 they roll, they can then get a roll on the Civil War table, and we can see if they can find anything. There is a good percentage of this. I think I did a third is useful weaponry because it's a battle site. So it is going to go first. It is going to attempt to do a shot on them. It has an agility of 6. And it is going to attempt to blast. It has, just so you know, it's got 9 for strength, 6 for agility, 8 for wits, 3 for empathy, 10 hull, which is its hit points, armor of 6. It can do a stomp, which has a base damage of 2, which would use its strength, and it can do an electric blast, which has a base damage of 2, which can do its agility. We will roll to hit, and then we'll see who it hits. It gets 1 hit, and that will be on. 1, 2 is Don, 3, 4 is Kurt, 5, 6 is Molly. That's Don. So Don gets hit by an electric blast as he's running around. He does have that armor on now, so he gets 2 points of damage, but he does roll for armor. 1 point of armor comes off as the electricity fries it, and he still takes 2 points of damage, putting him down to 2 health. Don is likely to go down during this. Now Don has poisoned. If Don goes down, I think Molly may have, no, Molly does not have the talent to actually bring someone back up. No one got taught that. So we are now on them. It is now on medium range. It is paused to shoot. Its next turn is going to close distance. They are going to run around and hunt. Molly will have Don first, who has his wits of 3, but he has his +1 because he's ex-military. He finds something. He finds something else. Don starts hunting around, kicking things over, shouting, take cover, find something useful. A 15. Partially functioning drone panel can be scavenged for tech components. So not useful now, but if they had time to fix something, they could possibly use it. Molly is going to hunt around. Molly has 6 dice because she has a wits of 6, so she's trying to look for something that she thinks is going to be useful so she can give it to Don. She doesn't really know what she's looking for, so she doesn't find anything because she isn't sure what she's looking for. She's shouting, what do I do, what do I do? And she's having a bit of a panic. We might make her make an empathy roll on their next turn because she is one who might run away, though there is a handgun in the car. She might think and remember that. Then we have Kurt, who also doesn't know, but he's lived a bit longer, and so he's got a 6, so he has found something of use. Hopefully it is of use. 52. Oh, a recoil compensator. Usable immediately, adds stability to a ranged weapon. So it's something that Don would know how to use, and we would give Don a +2 to hit, or someone a +2 to hit. So they are finding, so some of the things on here say that they need to be repaired. Some of the things in here say that they need to be fixed. Some say that that they're broken. Some say you can use them immediately. That is their turn. The drone is going to move into short range. It starts pacing forwards. They are also hunting around, so it's now in the same area. It's come into the edge of this tiny part of the town. It's looking huge on the horizon as it's strided forwards. At this point, it's massive legs. They can feel the ground shaking. The rain seems to be almost fizzing with the strange energies coming off of this giant drone growth as it lights up the area with its spotlights, which begin to circle around, trying to hunt for where they are. We are going to say that they can all do an agility roll to see if they can seek cover whilst they are actually trying to find stuff. If they get a hit, they get cover, and we will give them cover of an armor level 4. So they're hiding behind cars and things like that. So they'll get an armor level 4 if they get a hit. Molly is going to look for stuff and try and seek cover. Molly has cover. As if she rolls 1s for that cover roll, as she's hiding behind stuff, then it means that the cover's getting decimated. She is hiding behind the car. She finds 53. She finds a half-full water canteen. It's old and rusty water, but she's found a canteen. So she finds that and says, can this help? I think she is going to just go and get the pistol. Do you know, when I tested this table, I came out with some really cool, interesting stuff. Okay, Don is going to seek cover. Yeah, Don's going to seek cover because it might be better than his armor. Don is out in the open trying to look for stuff. He does not have cover. He has a wits of 3, but we will give him +1. He needs a 6 to find something. No, Don is panicking and not able to find anything. And then we have Kurt. Kurt is going to try and seek cover. Kurt also hasn't got, but he's got the empathy as well, so he's going to push that. He doesn't get cover. He loses 1 hope. He's stuck out and he's panicking whilst he's going to look for something of use. And he finds 2 things. What does he find? Something he might be able to pass to Don, hopefully. 46. A battery pack that looks like it would power some form of railgun or powered weapon. And he finds 36. We've got a broken power pack, can be repaired for an energy-based weapon, but we might say, what we've got, up or down? Down is heavy railgun, needs repair, overheats on no successes. So the power pack will go for a railgun. Yes, it's high-tech, but we are in a high-techy sort of thing. Now let's see, do we have anything that I could use? So if we've got a neodymium cannon, so this is going to be the equivalent of a heavy, so the railgun will be equivalent of a heavy machine gun, which is +3 with 3 damage, can fire at short range or long range. All right, so we're going to keep it at that, but on no successes, it breaks. So Kurt is holding that and the power pack, and he shouts across to Don, "Can you use this?" Where Don will reply, "Yes, of course I can, you idiot. Bring it over here." So then Kurt is going to have to next round make an agility roll to get that across to Don, as the drone, now being at short range, leaning over them, is going to blast them with another electric blast. Oh, 2 hits. Hitting 1, 2 Kurt, 3, 4 Don, 5, 6 Molly. Oh, that's Kurt, that's Don. Okay, so Don has no cover. He's going to take 3 points of damage. He's got 2 health. Don goes down. I think Don goes down. We will roll Don's armor. 6. Well, okay, Don. So that takes 1 off. So it's 3 points of damage, but 1 comes off, so it's 2 points. So it does put him on 0 instead of negative, where he would die instantly. But we are saying that he gets blasted. This blast of electricity hits Don. Don is shocked. We see the sparks cover all of his body as he falls to the ground and twitches. Kurt is standing there with the railgun and battery, staring across at Don, who is now jerking on the floor and spasming. Right, we now have Kurt and Molly. Kurt and Molly need to react to what's going on. Molly is going to have to make an empathy roll, or she is going to panic. If she doesn't panic, then she might think, because she's hiding behind the car, she actually has cover, that she can then get the pistol from the car. Molly, oh, that would knock her hope down to 2 if she rolls that, because otherwise she's going to panic and potentially run. So she is going to re-roll, push these 3. Nope, she takes 4 hope damage, which drops her hope from 5 down to 1. And she started off with 8 hope. So watching Don get electrocuted and potentially die has caused her to panic. Now I need to quickly have a look, because I think there's death rolls that we need to make for Don on his turn this turn. Alright, so Don needs to make a death roll every roll, which is rolling 4 dice and noting hits. Once you get 3 hits, you're stabilised. If you do 3 rolls before you get 3 hits, he dies. He can be rallied by Molly, who might run over and rally him. So in this panicking, she's going to run out and rally him. If she does a successful empathy roll, he gets up on 1 hit point, but he still has to make the death save rolls. Kurt then is left on his own to try and shoot it. So first off, we are going to go to Don, who we're going to go death saves 1, 2, 3. So those are the rolls, and here is his successes. So first off, we'll do Don's first death save roll. He gets 2 successes. Oh, cool. 2 successes on his first roll. Now we will do Kurt is going to try shooting the drone that is now at short range. It will then move into engaged range, and then probably... Oh, it might try and shoot him again. He is going to try and shoot it. He has 6s. The gun has a 3. It does 3 damage, short range. He is going to attempt to shoot at... so he slots it together and he just points it randomly and pulls the trigger from standing out in the open with his torn jeans, his denim jacket on, the white shirt underneath looking all dirty. He's got stubble because they've been out for a few days and he hasn't shaved, so he's stubbly. As his old long hair, he fires the... Oh, what? He does 1, 2, 3 hits on it. As he bursts he's going to need to make a strength roll otherwise he might get knocked over, but we'll deal with this first. He's got 3 hits on it. It has an armor of 6. So he's got 3 hits at doing a total of 5 points of damage. So he's done 5 points of damage on it. It has an armor of 6. Its armor stops 3 points of the damage. So the drone goes from 10 down to 8. So the blast hits it and the drone is taken aback as parts of it comes off and starts to fizz as it gets hit by the shot. Kurt, with that, no, it's a railgun. Railgun doesn't have much kick, does it? Because it accelerates as it goes and just leaves off. And so the blast fires off and hits him. Molly, so Don's done his. Molly is going to run over and try and rally Don. She needs to make a single hit to rally him. No, so she fails to rally him this round, and she's there shaking him, which also probably adds to the loss of hope. It is going to fire again from short range, from this range. Now Molly no longer has the cover of the car. So we have, it is going to shoot probably at Molly and Don. It gets no hits, thank goodness. So it blasts the ground, that is, we can see a blast of electricity trace across the ground towards Molly and Don as Molly is trying to shake Don and get him to stand up. Knocking debris to left and right. It hits the carcass of an old drone. The whole of the drone sort of begins to go into spasms and move around and then fall back to the ground again. As we then circle back and it begins to maneuver, looking like it's coming in close. If it comes in close and starts stomping, it has 9 dice for stomping. They're done for if it starts stomping. Kurt is, we'll do Don first. Don is going to try and stabilise himself with his second death save roll. He does it. He makes his 3 rolls. Don comes up at 1 hit point. He still needs to roll a crit, I do believe. Nope, she still has to rally him. So he's not on 1 hit point. He's still on 0 hit points, but he doesn't have to make death saves anymore. Molly is still going to try and rally him. So Molly is shaking him and trying to get him up, saying, "We need you, we need you." She gets 1 hit. Okay, so Don comes around on 1 hit point. But that is Don and Molly's turn. Kurt is going to fire, and this is where Kurt will shoot at it again, and that's where Don will look around in shock as he shoots. So Kurt has 6 for agility, and he has 3 for the gun. He actually would be no different to if he or Don shoots this, because Don has a 4 agility at the moment, with a +2 for machine gunner, giving him a total of 6 and then 3 for the gun. So now Kurt attempts to shoot. Kurt is not bad with this. So he gets 2 hits. He gets all of these, which he might try and push because he's got no 1s there. So Kurt is going to try and push all of those. He's already got 2 hits. Come on, Kurt. Lots of 6s. 3 6s, but he does get 1 of a loss of hope, taking his 5 to a 4. He gets again 3 hits, which is 5 points of damage on it. It has a defense of 6, did I say? Yep, an armor of 6. Only 1. Dude, I guess 1 decrease its armor, doesn't it? So its armor goes to 3. It's 5 minus 1 is a 4, putting it to 4 points of hull left as the shot goes through. So that was Don went, Molly went, Kurt went. Now the drone needs to go. Now I did say it was going to close, and I did say it was going to stomp them. The only problem is if it does that, it has a 9 dice for stomping. Its probability of hitting them is gigantic, so it's probably better we keep it at short range, and it will continue to try and blast them, and then it will close in for a stomp when there's 1 standing. How about that? That's what it's going to do. because it's at short range. So it will do 6 dice with its electric blast. It will attempt to strafe them again and try and hit someone. Again, it strafes wide. I mean, it could still have got rolled 6 sixes. I have been rolling, particularly for Forbidden Lands, loads of similar dice. So it tries strafing again. A blast going streaking across near Kurt, where Kurt is laying. Now, Don is going to grab Molly and drag Molly into cover. And he is going to shout to Molly, stay there. So Molly is going to have AR4, Armor 4 cover. And she is going to stay where she is, which is her when threatened run. So she's going to stay hidden. Don is going to run across in the process. No, Don's just doing that. Don is basically taking Molly to cover. That's Don's action. Don takes Molly to cover. We'll give him a look around whilst he's doing that, but he only gets 3. If he gets a 6, he can find something. No. So Don doesn't. So it's just behind cover. So he takes her across. There's a flipped over tank. He dumps her. Maybe he sends her into the tank to hide. This rolled over tank, which we would just see her vision. Oh, the rest of this, we'll roll it as noise. And this is from Molly's view, hidden inside the tank. All we are going to hear from Molly is the flashes of what happens and the cracks of what happens. We will roll it to see what it is, and then Molly can come out and see what happens at the end of it. So Molly is inside the tank. Molly is safe. I reckon that's what Don would do. So that's Don's go. Now we have Kurt. Kurt is going to try and shoot this thing again. Remember, if he gets no hits, it breaks. So he has his 6 agility and 3 for the gun. It's going to be no hits, isn't it? And it's going to break. He gets no hits. All right, so he's going to push that. How much does he have left? He has 4 hope left. We get no 1s and 2 hits. So that's 3 points of damage. How much has it got left? It's got 4 points of damage left. It's got 3 armor left. So 3 points of damage. He's got 3 armor left. 1 point goes down, the 3 points go through. So it's now got 2 armor left. It's on 1 hit point. Part of its leg, the railgun fires off a ball bearing sized round, pelts out, cracks into one of its legs, and there's a snapping sound, and then it's beginning to sway as it still can strafe them again. So that was them. Now it can get to strafe them. I mean, it could move in close and stomp one of them. I mean, if it stomps one of them, it will kill them. Like, Don is on 1 hit point. We need to roll a crit for Don. Kurt has only got 3 hit points left. If it stomps, it will kill one of them. But this is all stuff that Molly can hear. So an electric blast is going to ricochet out towards either Don, who is running towards Kurt now. Oh, that's going to kill someone. Okay, so I think we might lose Don. Okay, here we go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, Kurt, 4, 5, 6, Don. 6, Don. Okay. Don gets hit by the electric blast. So it's doing 2, 3, 4 points of damage. 4 points of damage. How much is Don's hit point? Don has maximum 4 hit points. There is a massive damage roll where if you get hit by more damage, then like the same amount of damage as is your hit points, you go pop. So we are going to give Don a agility roll to dive into cover from this blast, and for every 1 hit it will take 1 point off of the 4 points of damage. So he's got four damages coming in. He needs to make an agility roll. So first off, we've got the armor. No. Then we have 4 points of agility. No. Okay, so we gave him double chance. So as Don dives into cover, there is the blast strafes across the ground, catches Don up the leg, and then moves through Don's body, basically cooking Don alive. Don is cooked within the armor, within reach of Kurt, Don is then cooked, and Kurt sees that happen. Kurt needs to make an empathy roll or lose 2 hope. He gets 1 hit, so I'm going to say he loses 1 hope. Because seeing that is just going to be shattering. Because even though he didn't get on well with Don, he has now seen that happen. So that strafes through Don, and Don basically falls to the ground next to Kurt, dead. Molly is still hidden away. We now come back to Kurt. Kurt has his 6 agility and his 3 for the weapon, where he will fire off. It might even be the last shot. He gets 2 hits. The weapon takes 1 damage. He will take an extra point of hope, and he is going to push these. He has 3 hope left. 3 hope, so he will become broken at the end of this, and he gets 2 hits on the drone, which is 3 points of damage. Its armor is at 2, so it can only block a maximum of 2 damage, which will mean 1 point goes through it, and it's got 1 hit point. So it blocks both of those. So it blocks. So it's got 3. It does 4 points of damage. So it blocks 2. 2 goes through. So just as it begins to move forward and loom over Kurt, he points up in a panic in his eyes and fires. His hope goes to 0 in seeing Don dying next to him. The round fires up, penetrates the inner workings of the drone, ricochets around in the inside. There's cracks and snaps and a gigantic explosion as Kurt hunkers under the car, and the drone explodes above Kurt on a black. Kurt will take damage. Kurt will take a D3 hit points on black. Okay, Kurt takes 1 hit point, taking him down to 2 hit points as a piece of shrapnel slices his arm. Kurt falls to his knees, sobbing, looking at Don. Kurt is broken. Kurt is going to have a nervous breakdown. Molly, so everything will go quiet for a few minutes. Molly is going to slowly stick her head out of the tank and start calling for Don, and then start shouting for Don, and then start screaming for Don as she leaves the tank and then runs over to where she can see the still smoking, cindered corpse of Don laying at Kurt's feet, as Kurt is just going to look wide-eyed and just tears pouring down his face say, he's dead. And that's where we'll end the episode. So we'll deal with Kurt's breakdown next episode. We'll deal with Molly dealing with the outcome of this, and then we'll see what they decide to do. Kurt still might want to move forward. Molly, you know, they will need to bury Don, as they are there with this weird creature that they've never seen before, scattered into pieces around them. Thank you so much for watching. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for being a subscriber. If you are not yet a subscriber, please do consider subscribing. Thank you so much to the support of the Adventurers Guild for everything you do to support what I do. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I mean, you know, it's a deadly world out in the electric state. Something was going to happen. Next session, we will deal with various things like how you deal with breakdowns, what we would do in this state with this happening, whether they'll move up and down, and we'll also try and work out where this happened. See you then.